Okay.
A man.
Okay.
He's a ruler.
But what is it? What is a god?
A god is a title. God is a title, just like man.
A title.
It's a title. Like Mr. and Mrs. God. His name is Jehovah, but God is a title. It's just like.
Okay, but what is
woman.
it? What? Let me.
He's an almighty God. That's what it is.
Okay. I'm sorry, I might be asking it incorrectly. If I started talking about like a cat, and you asked me, you had no idea what a cat was, and you asked me what's a cat, I said it's fast and it gets to a lot of places very quickly. Would that kind of tell you what a cat is? Would you have any idea, like, that it had 4 legs, that you know, how its body was made, you know, how it lives, where it lives, what it does? Would it tell you? It wouldn't tell you anything about that, right?
Well, there's many gods, but there's only one true God. There's many different gods in this world, in the universe. There's different gods, but there's only one true God.
No, but what? Well, what is
God,
it?
God is like the head. He's the head man.
The head man. So it's like a person.
Of this kingdom.
So it's a human?
He's spiritual.
Not human. Spiritual.
Yeah.
What is spiritual? What is that? What is spiritual? What does it mean for a being to be spiritual? Like, what does that tell us about what it is?
It's not. You can't see it. It's not flesh. Something that's spiritual, you can't see it. It's not.
Can't
flesh.
see it.
It's not human. It's far more powerful. He's more powerful, than humans will ever be. Well, he created us, so he has to be more powerful than we can ever be.
But we have no idea, like, really what it is.
Well, the Bible tells you exactly who Jehovah is.
No, not who, but what. Like, what it is. Like if I came to you and said, there is a blah, like a blah exists, BLA page, whatever it wants to be.
Okay, what are you going for?
Well,
what is the purpose of the question you asked me?
Because if I came to you and said a blah exists, and you're like, dude, what the F is a blah? You wouldn't know what a blah is, but I would sitting here telling you that a blah exists. You're like,
you don't
dude,
know what a God is?
That's why I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I do not. That's why I'm asking you. That's why I'm asking you.
But a God, as long as you've been in this world, you never heard of God.
I've heard the word God, but no one really can say what it is. Like, I can describe what a cat is, like how it's made. It's got 4 legs, a tail, it's made of fur.
Have you ever taken time to consider the Bible and what it says about that? Well, perhaps that'll give you your answer.
That's why I'm asking you to tell me what it says, so tell me what a God is. That's what I want to know. That's why I asked.
Well,
because you guys here, you have a thing that says, what does the Bible really teach?
Absolutely.
So you must have read the Bible, so you must know what it says about what a God is, right? Otherwise, I'll have no idea what a God is, right? So just think of it as like a simple question to someone wanting to know the answer to what it is. Sure.
This particular chapter in the Bible, what does the Bible really teach book?
Okay.
In chapter 1, it goes right into that. What is the truth about God?
Okay.
Well, if we go ahead and open to that page, and in the beginning of this, like I was mentioning, some of the wonderful promises that it mentions in the Bible, it goes into detail about it. If you personally take time to look at it.
I care about that.
So it goes into detail here. Now, for instance, one of the very things that the Bible describes about God is his character, his personality, the personage that he is. And here it mentions, many people think that the answer to that question here is God uncaring and hard-hearted. Many people think that the answer to that question is yes. If God cared, they reason, would not the world be a very different place? We look around and see a world full of war, hatred, and misery. And as individuals, we get sick, we suffer, we lose loved ones, and death. Thus, many say, if God cared about us and our problems, would he not prevent such things from happening? Now, it continues to say, worse yet, religious teachers sometimes lead people to think that God is hard-hearted. How so? When tragedy strikes, they say that it is God's will. In effect, such teachers blame God for the bad things that happen. Is that the truth about God? Let me finish.
What does that have to do with?
What does the Bible really teach? John 1:13 answers, when under trial, let no one say, I am being tried by God. But with evil things, God cannot be tried, nor does he himself try anyone. So God is never the source of the wickedness you see in the world around you. Granted, he does allow bad things to happen, but there is a big difference between allowing something bad to happen and causing it. I read those two paragraphs to you because you asked, well, what is God? Well,
what is
the Bible mentions that the God of the Bible is not hard-hearted. He is not in favor of tension. But see, the question you're asking doesn't really have you're asking,
I gave you an example of a cat. Like, what, it's got 4 legs, it's so high, different breeds. We can talk about what it's made of, flesh and blood. It's got, we can say all these things about what it is, and we have a cat to go by to describe it. But when you say there's a God, we don't have any gods around here to know what a God is. Like, I have no idea what a God is.
Well, like she said, there are many gods in this universe. However, the Bible talks about the only one who has the right to rule, the one that created us.
But what is that?
There are many gods. He's a ruler.
But what is a God? What is it? But she said the word spiritual, but that doesn't really tell me what a God is. Like,
no one has seen God.
No one has seen God? So how do you know there is a God?
Because it's active force.
What?
Look at the trees.
What about the trees?
Okay, the trees are filled. Have you ever seen flowers? All different colors. Brown, green, and they're all in the leaf.
Okay.
So they're created. So
Whoa. They're not created. What makes you think they're created?
Why wouldn't they be created?
Why wouldn't they be created? What makes you think they're created?
Well, because they didn't just appear, as the Bible mentions. We have a creator.
What created the creator then?
For example, no one.
So
why couldn't the universe have always existed?
He has been Jehovah God.
But how do you know? But how do you know the flowers are created?
This is what a God is. Read it.
This is. May I hold this phone?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get off my thing here. No. Okay. A being conceived of possessing supernatural power. Okay. This just tells me what you think it can do. It doesn't tell me what it does. Or what it is.
Yes.
It is to be. Not to worship an idol. Yeah, but it doesn't tell me what a God is. It just tells me what you think it can do. I don't care about what you think it can do. A lot of people can say that, God can do this and God can do that.
Okay,
but I don't.
I put it this way: if God meant for us to want to know what He was or what He was looked like, He would have put it in the Bible for us.
So maybe God didn't write the Bible. Maybe people just wrote the Bible and just made it up.
Man did write the Bible. God directed them to write. Okay, you just like people try to say the Bible interprets itself. You take 2 people, take the 3 of us. Accident happened right here in front of us.
Yeah.
You're gonna see something I did. You're gonna see something you did.
Right.
All 3 of us gonna tell a different story, but it still leads to the same point.
Okay.
So that's the same with God. He has an active force.
Well, at least we can see the accident. We can't see any God.
If He meant for us to see Him, He would have created us.
So then, why should we believe in something we can't detect?
Well, why you believe in something that you can see every day?
Why what?
Why you believe in something you see every day?
Well, because I can see those things every day. I know they're there.
Okay.
I don't know any gods there.
But then, is that beneficial? Is man making things better for you? Because the Bible says in Psalms 146, don't put your trust in the Son of earthly man.
Well, you should, because we do make things better for ourselves. Science and technology. Why do you think we have everything we have today? What?
Man can direct their own steps. Tomorrow you die.
So?
Then where am I?
What do you mean, where are you?
Okay, if I'm putting my faith in you and you're supposed to be helping me, you die tomorrow, then I'm lost.
Okay.
So God never dies.
We don't even know God's alive to begin with, so.
I know that. I know that for a fact. There is a real Jehovah God. Believe me. And He.
Well, why should anyone believe you though?
Because for your own sake, you should believe what the Bible says.
Why should I believe what the Bible says?
Okay.
Why should I care?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
When the time comes,
okay.
We're living in the last days right now.
They always say that. We never really do.
You're right. They've been saying it, but if you look at the things that's happening in the world today, it has gotten worse. In the past 1 year, it's gotten worse.
Or it's gotten better.
No.
I think life keeps getting better. I think mankind keeps getting better. I think our technology progresses, and I think we become better people, become less violent. It's a better world.
It goes less violent?
That's
Really?
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. What part do you see it? Because I want to know
All
where
over
the
the
less
world.
violent part is.
Violence is a lot more prevalent in history than it is today.
Really?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yep. It is definitely true. It is very true.
It has gotten
Not at all.
very much worse.
Not at
Very
all.
much worse.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
We are getting
Well, you're
better.
living in a bubble then.
Not at all. I don't believe that there's some God out there that's going to save all of us because I know there's no reason to believe in a God.
Well, you know what? From my study of the Bible and from my research, I wholeheartedly believe that there is a God. And I also believe that because things are getting as bad or are as bad, not getting, they're there,
Okay.
as bad as they are, that He is going to bring an end to that because we cannot keep
Well,
going this
he's
way.
sitting
because
back
there would
not
no-
doing anything.
But He will.
He will.
But He will.
But he's not, so he must not care.
He
Well,
wants everyone.
He must not care.
as
He
the-
must not. He
As
must
the
like
paragraphs
care.
we read, many people feel that way. However, that's not true.
How do you know it's not
That's
true?
not true.
How do you know it's not true?
Because He has given mankind the opportunity.
How do you know He's
to
given
try to
mankind
rule-
anything?
To try to rule themselves, and obviously it's failed because people die
Well,
every
he's not
day.
here taking over.
We change presidents every 4 years because they can't do anything because they're
No,
humans.
because
They
that's
can
the
only
way it's
do-
supposed to be. It's
They
supposed
can
to have
only
every 4
do
years.
what's humanly possible for humans to do.
Well,
We
that's
need
all we have
somebody-
as humans.
We need somebody who has more power and of a higher being and can solve problems on a global scale.
That's
not
called
just in the
artificial
United
intelligence.
States.
We'll have that in about 30 years.
No.
We won't need any God for that.
This world ain't gonna be here 30 years.
Oh, yes, it will. We'll still be here.
I don't
Definitely still
think
be
so.
here.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
There's no last days. Everyone
It's
gets you
just
last
like
days.
it's just like in Noah's day. They didn't believe it. You know what's so sad? It was only 8 people would survive.
8 people will survive what?
In Noah's time.
There was no Noah's Ark. There was no flood. Where did all the water go to and come from? You know, come on now. You don't really believe in that flood
Yes, I
thing.
do. I believe it. I believe the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and nobody. And you
So we all
cannot
came from
change.
incest, from Adam and Eve. We all came from incest.
We came from Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
What does incest have to do with that?
What does an incest have to do with that?
Where did that point come from, though? You said
I don't know. We all came from
incest.
Adam
Did
and
you come from incest?
We all came from Adam and Eve, right?
Right. So where does incest come in that? Adam
Well,
and
they
Eve?
had children. Their children had to have children, and their children had children in order to make everybody, right? Isn't that how it works? Right?
No. I think you might want to consider the Bible a little deeper than that because you're a little bit.
So we didn't come from Adam and Eve.
Absolutely.
So we came from
They're
incest.
the first man. They're the first man and woman.
So we came from incest.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, that's not.
Well, then
what
how
the
did we all
Bible
come to
says. I
be
don't
if Adam and
understand
Eve didn't have children and the children had sex with each other and had more children with each other? Isn't that incest? Well, then how do you use it now? How everyone got here then? If you said if y'all came from Adam and Eve, it had to be incestuous. Well, what's your logic behind that? How can you say that?
You have to find that out.
I mean, you got to think about these. You can't just believe in something just to believe in it. You have to think.
No,
It has to make sense.
It's very thought-provoking.
It has to make
What
sense.
doesn't make sense is that things are getting better. That's what doesn't make sense.
And what doesn't make sense is you actually believe there's some God somewhere we have absolutely no evidence for.
Well, back then, Jehovah didn't allow them to marry. They married their brothers and sisters. He
Yeah.
said multiplied the world.
That was real
And
successful.
that's the way they had to multiply the world. But now it is considered a sin to do it.
Well,
After a certain time, it was cut off. to do it.
okay, so magically incest became bad, and at one point it was okay, but then it became bad.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying what
Okay.
the scriptures said. But have you read the Bible?
Yes, unfortunately I have. I really didn't like it.
Okay.
I read better books.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you read better books than you feel, but you know the Bible's the most sold book in the whole
It's not
world.
really sold, it's kind of given away, but even if it was sold and it was the most sold, it doesn't add to the validity of the content within it. We still don't know what a God is. We still don't know what God exists.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion.
No, that's
how you
actually
feel.
factual. It's not an opinion. Opinion is
that's how you
No, it
feel.
an opinion is like the color blue is the best color in
And
the
you know
world.
what?
That's an opinion.
And
But
you
when
know
it
what?
comes
The
to
one
making
thing-
assertions, that's factual.
What's so great about Jehovah God?
That-
He allows you to either worship
I
him
have-
or not.
we have
He
no
said
reason to
if
think
you-
that's true.
He said if you do this, you get this. If you do that, you get that. It's your choice. He don't make you do anything.
Because he doesn't
And
exist.
it's your choice. It's your choice to not.
Again, that's your
believe in him.
opinion.
No, it's factual. There's really no reason.
That's your opinion.
If I can
That's
say,
your
if I
opinion.
can say Tinkerbell doesn't exist, if I can say there's no evidence for Tinkerbell,
Okay.
and therefore Tinkerbell
If
exists,
you was
I
falling
can
out
say,
of that building after the first
I
day,
can
you go holler,
say-
oh Lord.
if I can say Tinkerbell doesn't exist, I can say with the same confidence that God doesn't exist, because God and Tinkerbell have the same amount of evidence for their existence. None. We have no evidence for either one of those
Man
characters.
created Tinkerbell.
And man created God too, just like man created
Man
your
did not
Bible.
create God.
Yeah, God's just a human concept. There's nothing real behind it.
Jehovah, believe me, Jehovah is a real God.
There's no reason to believe you, though. There's no reason to believe any of this.
Okay.
Well, okay, fine.
That's your.
If that's
No,
what
it's
you
not
say,
an
it's
opinion.
okay.
That's your
It's not an
opinion.
opinion. It's
That's your-
factual.
It's okay.
That there's no, because when you say a God exists, you're making a scientific assertion. When you make scientific assertions, you need to have scientific evidence and
God
support.
is beyond science.
That makes no
He is
sense. What does it mean?
beyond
What does it mean for something
God is
beyond science? That makes no
Because
sense at all.
Because he existed before man ever came around and invented science.
You don't
to
even
begin
know
with.
that. Well, you
I
still
do
need
know
science.
that.
So what does
I-
science mean? Do
I
you know what
do
science
that.
means?
From my
You know
study
what?
of the Bible, I do believe that.
know
And I
what?
know that.
That's an irrational
You
belief.
know,
You don't know that.
I worked at Caltech with scientists
Okay.
for many years.
All right.
And they wanted to know about the galaxies, and I explained it to them. They said, "How do you know that?" I said, "It's in the Bible." And
There's no science in
"Wait a
the Bible,
minute,
though."
Let me finish. And I said,
At
"Oh,
all.
You haven't- So you haven't read it then?
yeah.
I've read it. There's no science.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, it
Show
is.
me any science in the Bible.
It tells you all
Tell me
about the
any-
galaxy, the
No.
stars, and everything else. And they said,
no
"You
science.
know all that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I didn't go to school. I didn't go to school for 10 years like
No,
you guys."
what you
Wait
did-
a minute, let me finish.
Yeah.
And I said, "You guys lost an hour in space too, didn't you?" He said, "Yeah, it's an hour lost in space." I said, "In the Bible, it tells you where there's 20 minutes lost here and 40 minutes there. That's an hour." It says it in the Bible when
No,
there's stop.
it doesn't.
Oh, yes,
No, it doesn't. You know what? If I ask you to bring out that verse, you know what you're going to do? You're going to refer to some verse that's so ambiguous and vague that it'll take some severe interpretation to make it fit what you want it to fit.
You know what? We're
That's
not
what-
here-
that's
we're not
what
here-
happens.
We're not here to argue about the Bible.
Really?
And
But because you have a
wait
table
minute.
right here, though,
Wait a minute, let
and
me
it says, what does the Bible really teach? You are here to argue about the Bible.
No, we don't argue.
There's
You don't
there's
argue.
a difference
You're
from
arguing. We
You're
don't
arguing.
Oh, that's too bad.
To teach.
'Cause you know the best way to test your knowledge is through debate. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah,
we're not
but the
debating.
Bible doesn't need debate. The Bible is
Oh,
the
yes,
Bible.
it does.
It,
Oh,
it
yes, it
speaks
does.
for itself.
We
It
need to
doesn't need a
speak
debate.
up. No,
It
we need to
doesn't.
speak up and show that the
Did
Bible
you
is
used to be
actually
a
bad.
Jehovah's Witness?
What's that?
Did you used to be a Jehovah's Witness?
No, I feel sorry for anyone who is a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, we are.
Yeah. You know, there's a way out.
Don't feel sorry for me.
There's a way out. You can leave.
Oh, I can
There's
leave anytime I want
there's
to.
websites out there to help you leave.
Ew.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would never look at him.
It's if you care about reality and you care about the truth, you'll consider leaving your religion.
I do care about the truth. That's why I study the Bible.
Do you know what the truth
and that's
means?
why I'm one of
Do you know what
those
word truth
witnesses.
means?
That's why I'm one of those.
Do you know what the
witnesses.
truth
The truth
means?
is the opposite of the lie, and that's exactly
Okay,
what
that doesn't
I
really
do
tell me
lie.
what truth is. Truth is a degree to which a statement corresponds with reality. So when you say a God exists and you have nothing to show for it, therefore your statement that God exists is not a true statement because you have nothing to show that it corresponds with reality. So that's the definition of truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know, I tried to squeeze some answers out of you guys, but that's unfortunate. Thank you for your time anyways. I always like to see how far you guys can reason before you break down.
No, we ain't breaking. we got God's Holy Spirit.
You
so
couldn't,
we ain't
you
breaking.
couldn't answer my question.
We
You
ain't
couldn't answer my
breaking.
question. So
Well, the question could be answered. You pick up that Bible.
I asked you
and
what a
read
God is, and you couldn't answer the question. You kept trying to tell me what it can do. That doesn't tell me anything.
it. Okay. Well, go find someone else. Maybe they can.
I will. JWs. I figured they're JWs. I didn't really pay attention at first. Anyways, my theme tonight was, what is a God? Because no one can seem to say what it is. And when you ask them what it is, they just want to say what they think it can do. So I tried to push that and hold them to it, but it didn't last too long. Start talking about other stuff. So you guys have been asking me to do another video, and here's my other video, and it's kind of boring. But some of you ex-JWs have been asking for more because you used to be JW. Somehow you get something out of my JW thing. So this is another, what I consider to be a boring JW video. But if you like it, that's great. I hope you heard it okay. I just want all the haters out there for my videos, for my audio, that I'm only using my phone. I don't have any high-tech stuff here. And if I use more than my phone, then it'll be obvious. I have to use something that's kind of inconspicuous, because then they'll realize that I'm recording. And so this is just as good as it's going to get, and I'm sorry. Best I can do. So unless you have some ultra spy stuff. And let me tell you something, that spy stuff, the spy cameras and all the other stuff, they don't record very well. They do a shitty job. Maybe I can do better with the audio, but I really don't want to carry anything around with me. I just want to roll around downtown when I'm not working and chill. So, logic.